Hi, everybody. Good evening, and welcome. Welcome to another edition of DayTradeSPY.com's weekly fireside chat. I'm just just waiting here for another couple minutes, folks. Gonna kill a little time here. I see a lot of people just joining us here. So welcome aboard. Come on, gang. Lots of room in the front here. Come on in. Amazing how many people we have here. A lot of people from past sessions. A lot of old familiar names I haven't seen in a long time. My goodness, it is so nice to see you all. And even yeah. Okay, I'm just scrolling through the list here. Okay, excuse me while I clear my throat. All right, a lot of great people on here. My goodness. Okay, a couple reminders here, folks, as we will be starting here. Okay, my name is Hugh. And I think Aaron will be joining us a little bit here. So no worries. We will get caught up with him in a little bit. So a couple things. First of all, if you are new to trading, don't worry if you do not understand any of the technical jargon or any of that stuff. You're not going to really miss a whole lot here tonight. We are going to give you a little bit of a primer, however, just to make sure that you're somewhat familiar with options. And what we're going to do is we also going to talk a little bit about, well, actually about just about whatever you want. There's going to be a questions box. We're going to look at questions. There's going to be a Q&A session here. So feel free to use the questions box icon on your Zoom dashboard. Click on that. I'm the only one that sees that. So go ahead and say whatever you want. And if and when Aaron gets online, he'll be looking at the questions as well. Had a question already about the links for the sessions for the trade room sessions coming up this week. They should be sent to you a little bit later on this evening. If you don't have them, say by 11 o'clock tonight, let us know. All right, Hugh G at daytradespy.com. We'll make sure you have them. If you are a member, okay, check your oh yeah, wow, look at them all. Check your spam, junk boxes, any of those things to make sure that those links do not land in any of those other, promotions or any of those other boxes that you might have. Okay. All right. So wanted to make sure that you get those links. As a rule, all right, if you do not have them by say 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock Eastern in the morning, we got to get them to you like right away because we start here at 9 o'clock every morning. So. Okay. Da. Okay. And I see a lot of people here. I love this, Howard. I'm not Gomer Papa. Thank you. Okay. Um, okay. Okay. Tom L. Thank you. Hi, you just started last week. Love it. 5 for 5. All right, good to have that. Anyway, all right. What else I want to tell you? Oh yeah, sometimes I get speaking a little bit too fast about what we're talking about because, well, frankly, I get very excited, very passionate about this stuff, and and I just tend to go very quickly. So if you find that I am speaking a little bit too fast, please let me know in the questions box to slow down or repeat that last little bit or whatever. Okay, so that we definitely want to get you. No, we don't want you to miss anything, right? We don't want you to miss anything here. So, all right. I'm just going back through these names. All right. Okay. You know what? I can spend all night doing this, but let's get started. This thing's going to be recorded too. Okay. We are going to record it. It's also being broadcast on YouTube live. And the recording should also be, if you do miss it or you want to come back later and see some more of this, you'll be able to see it on the website, daytradespy.com. So here we go. And good evening again. Welcome to DayTradeSPY.com's weekly fireside chat, Introduction to Trading Week in Review. And my name is Hugh. Good to have you here this evening. It is Sunday night, February the 4th, 2024. And Aaron, I'm pretty sure will be joining us a little bit later on here. So, all right, let's get along here. There we go. There we go. Now you can see me. I'm real, live. We're live. And it's kind of a cold, bitter night right here in Western New York. Oddly enough, don't have a whole lot of snow, which is really strange because usually in Western New York we have a lot of snow this time of year. But I guess that El Nino is not so bad with us this year. Made up for some of the issues it gave us last year. Last year was a pretty bad winter, right around that Christmas time, but this year's not so bad. So we'll take it. We'll take it very much. Folks, use the questions box to find the little icon on your Zoom dashboard. Click on that. Again, I'm the only one that sees that. And Aaron, I believe, is on. Good evening, Aaron. How are you?
Good evening. Thank you. Doing well. How about yourself?
Oh, not too good to be honest with you, Aaron. Not too good.
Oh, why is that?
I think my wife is trying to kill me. I am convinced. She
Really?
she bought this Peloton bicycle thingy there, the spinning bicycle.
Oh, yeah.
She's really pushing me to get on this thing, starting with 20 minutes a day, half hour a day, up to an hour a day. And she really wants me to get in shape with this thing. And I tried it there a couple days ago and yesterday, and it's a killer.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it definitely is. I I remember when I first started trying to work out and get in shape that my best advice is to put it on the lowest setting and do it for 10 minutes, you know, and then work your way up to however many hours that she wants you to be uh Lance Armstrong on, you know what I mean?
Well,
So
it's not just that, but you see, the thing is, they have these girls that you have to chase, because they're on bicycles, and they have these videos. So to get the screen in front of you, it's not like a regular bicycle; you just pedal, right? No,
yeah.
no, no. You have to follow somebody.
Yeah, I see.
I tell you, yeah, and you gotta set this at the special, these settings, and it makes it's harder. And I don't know, honestly, I don't know how they do it, but they're obviously in shape, and I'm not. So,
Yeah. So let me get this straight. So let me get this straight. You're upset at your wife because she's allowing you the only time in your life to chase other girls?
oh no, she encourages me to. She encourages me to, but of course, you never catch them, right? They're always in the front, and I'm always in the back, and anyway, just it's, I swear she's trying to kill me, and I'm convinced of it. But anyway, neither here nor there. That's my story. So with that, I had a really brilliant idea for us tonight, and that is that it's just after 8 o'clock, and I think if we go till midnight, she will be sleeping. Like she'll be going to bed. She'll be going to bed early. So so she won't be able to do that to me tonight after the show. So she'll be in bed, and I will just have a nice relaxing night after the session. And I figure if we go right now till midnight for the next 4 hours, that'll be good, and it'll might even save my life. What do you think? You guys ready to go midnight till midnight or no? 4 hours of this? uh,
Let me just get my just let me
uh,
just brew another pot of coffee.
yeah. Hello, Aaron. Wake up. Wake
Yeah.
up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm kidding about that. We'll probably go an hour and a half. We'll see how it goes. But
I had to rejuvenate my Zoom. So it's kind of weird when they don't give you like a heads up. I tried to start join the meeting and they're like, if you want to join this meeting, you just have to upgrade your version of Zoom immediately. I was like,
yeah, we
really?
only have I don't know 1,000 or something, but we got to get that upgraded. We have a lot of people online here, so oh my gosh, so many questions, so many questions. What are we gonna? All right, yeah. So Peloton, tell her you got no time for such trivial matters. I love that, Doug. Man, I love you, man. Tell her I got no time for such trivial matters. Peloton. The next murder weapon, weapon of mass destruction. We're gonna kill a lot of guys at once with that thing. Just get them to follow these girls. Oh gosh. Anyway, all right. Okay, let's move along. Let's move along. So, all right. First of all, I want to ask you guys a question. When I say guys, I mean guys and gals. All right, everybody who's out there. How familiar are you with options? I know there are a lot of new people online. And I know that, not everybody understands options. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Um, how familiar are you with options? Let me know in the questions box. Let Aaron and I know. Just punch up one of those letters there. If you are very, very familiar with these things, punch up an A. If you're somewhat B, I know it's all subjective, and you might not know where you belong in this whole thing, but and if you just have little knowledge on this whole thing, just punch up a C. And if you have no clue what I'm even talking about, just punch up D. What are options? And and then so We'll take a look at, okay, A, little a, okay. Okay, B, a lot of A's. Okay, good stuff. B's, some C's, some D's. Not a lot of D's, some C's. Okay, looks like we can probably skim over just a little bit. Okay, there's some people with just little knowledge. Okay, wow. Mostly A's and B's. All right, so we're gonna give it. Okay, for those of you who are familiar with options, I'm going to ask for your indulgence while you're reading this here, this disclaimer. Ask for your indulgence because there's some people that don't know anything about options. So we're just gonna give them a real quick overview. Okay, just a real quick overview. Just won't take a couple more than a couple minutes. All right, and then I'm going to move on with the session here. But okay, they're all chiming in. Okay, good stuff. Okay, now that you had a chance to read this, ladies and gentlemen, past performance does not guarantee future results. You alone are responsible for all your own trading. That's what it's all about. Okay. So my name is Hugh. I'm the host here, one of the hosts, one of the two hosts. And most of what I learned from the trenches trading. All right, from years ago when my own financial advisor blew up my account, I had no choice but to learn this so that I can save at least try to save my kids' education fund. That was the whole thrust of my intention to learn this. I had already accepted the fact that I will probably be, pretty destitute in my old age. Maybe I'm thinking here, okay, which local coffee shop is going to have me let me pour coffee for them when I'm in my 80s and 90s, because I'm not going to have enough money to retire. Thank you very much, my friend Mike. Of course, they're all your friends when they want to invest your money, right? Little did I know they just used us as pigeons to promote their own products, whatever the companies were promoting and paying them, obviously. But that's kind of where I learned it. I learned it deep in the trenches. I went to all these different courses. Oh my gosh, I've probably seen a lot of these courses, and many, many, many hours of studying this material, many hours of reading and videos, all that stuff. But most of what I learned on my own. Like I say, from hardcore School of Hard Knocks. I got a PhD in the School of Hard Knocks. So that's my story. And Aaron's got his own story. Aaron, tell us about yourself here. Where's your background and give us your background on this, Aaron. Let us know all about it.
Well, I had the mute on there. Of course, yeah. So when I first began to study the markets, it was almost well, get an interest in the markets. It was almost 28 years ago, long time back, and I just knew, kind of like your phone number, or kind of like you have an idea of what you want your future to be. I just knew that I wanted to be involved in this business. I wanted to help people. I wanted to make a difference in their lives. Um, and so I started reading the Wall Street Journal that I found in the middle school library, and I picked it up and I looked through it and I started looking at these stocks I was pretty interested in. You had Netflix and Priceline and these companies that were starting out. Um, probably not all those, but you had the bigger ones too. Obviously that were in there in early sorry, mid 90s, and I got interested and opened up my first trading account when I was 17 with my stepdad. Started trading, became very interested. It took a break when the dot-com bubble burst, because I think a lot of people got a little bit burned when that happened. And then I got back into trading when I heard about this thing called Forex. That was a lot more interesting and really piqued my interest. And so uh, I started studying that and went through some forums, tried a couple different strategies. Actually, a strategy that's very, very similar to one that's in our trading room, using the stochastic and MACD and other things. And then I took everything off because it was a little bit hard for me to find patterns, because I was tested actually in college. I don't think I've ever shared this, that my pattern recognition ability was extremely high, and they told me that I solved some problems, some patterns that nobody else can see. So that gave me an understanding that, my dad was in finance, my mom was an art major and a linguistics major in college. So I combined the two, uh, art and math, to become a chartist. And I self-studied for and got my Series 3 exam, which is a commodity futures exam. And I worked for several different firms. And then and I also study all the books, the major books of technical analysis of the markets. And then I went to work for several different firms. Most recently was an analyst at near $150 million CPO, which is a commodity pool operator, uh, which is uh, which is similar to a hedge fund. So that's my story, and I'm really happy to be part of Day Trade Spy. I'm really happy to work with you. I came on board a little over a year and a half, almost a year and a half now, and so we've just been learning and growing together, and really happy to be here and working with you. By the way, my background is in futures. So a lot of the analysis that I did for the fund that I worked with was in the S&P 500 futures market, which really corresponds nicely to the SPY and how it moves and how it works. And so it was kind of just kind of like putting on a different set of gloves, I would say. But they still fit. Yeah.
Sounds good. So my educational background, doesn't matter. I get a degree in business and stuff, but I had to laugh because I was just telling somebody the other day. I think it was my grade 4, grade 5 teacher, something I can't remember. Miss Hickey, she told my parents that I'm never going to amount to anything when it comes to maths and sciences, and that I should pursue the arts. Maths was not going to be my strong point. Can you imagine if they had listened to that teacher? Now, my parents did, of course, at that. They took it very seriously, and they made me take piano lessons. So, yeah, I'll never forget Mrs. Claus's music recital. I was pretty good at playing grandfather's clock. But it
Mm.
yeah, and then I learned to play by ear. I played a pretty mean rendition of In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida by Iron Butterfly. Any guys remember Iron Butterfly, that group? I think it was 1969 or something. In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. I'm aging myself. If you remember that, then you really weren't at the 60s. But anyway, got a comment here from 78. Do you have any Dom Perignon champagne? I got Perrier. I've got Perrier. I'm drinking Perrier water. So sorry, no champagne tonight. Anyway, I don't know. Aaron and I and Eagle, we all kind of came together at once in some sort of fate, I guess you'd call it. And things have gone just ballooned from there for everybody. And it was just really awesome because to bring Aaron in was actually a real godsend. Now, I was doing very well by myself. Like, so I have my set of indicators, okay? And these indicators are very good. And those people in the trading room, you know what I'm talking about. So Aaron came in with his own set of indicators, and he uses his set of indicators, which are also very good. So here's the really cool thing about it. We have this thing called synergy, right? 1 + 1 = 3. So when Aaron says the market's going to go up, and I say the market's going to go up, you better be buying call options because the markets are probably going to go up. And that's the beauty of what we do together. Doesn't always work out, but I'll tell you. Let's just here's what we're going to discuss here tonight. We're going to give you some announcements. Uh, do a bit of an options primer for those people who are brand new to options. What happened recently, the upcoming week, and a little bit of an update on our 2 to 10K challenge. Can answer your questions and then your next steps. So here's the announcements here tonight. Right, number one. In order to honor the Super Bowl next week, we are going to have our fireside chat next Saturday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. We're going to move it up a day. And there's a real good reason for it. We know how popular this session is, all right? This fireside chat. And we do not want all these empty seats at the Super Bowl with all these people sitting at home at our fireside chat that bought tickets for the Super Bowl. They're not going to be there because they'd rather be at this fireside chat. So in order to not let that happen, we want you, if you have your tickets for the Super Bowl, we want you to be there and not here with us. So as a respect of that, we are making it, we're turning ours into 8 o'clock Saturday night instead. Okay. Make sure you write that in your calendar. And I know we have a very loyal crowd, but we don't want you to miss that if you are so inclined. Okay. Number two, questions. All right, we're going to focus in on more questions being answered. We give you we give you a lot of opportunities here. Sunday night fireside chats, Tuesday night weekly meetups, and in our daily trade room sessions. That is, we're going to focus more on answering a lot of the questions that come through. I think you can appreciate with so many people online and members and stuff. We get a lot of questions. We just cannot physically get to them all, and so we're going to focus more on answering questions in these events. Okay, if
So
you are not
may I add something to that, Hugh?
absolutely sure, go
Is
ahead.
that if you do have a question that comes up, and you want to email us, we can also go over that sometimes on the Sunday night webinars, as well as the Tuesday night webinars if you are an Inner Circle member. So um, but of course we are always available by email. So I do believe that we may be lowering our one-on-one video calls or our calls in person within the next month or two. So if you do want to get in touch with us, we're more than happy to respond by email. Um, and if it does need, if you do have an emergency or something really requires a one-on-one call, we will be able to jump on something like that for you. But as far as I know, um, try to email us if you have a question and join these webinars because you're going to have a lot of your questions answered because we do have a lot of questions that come up. The same questions come up again.
Yeah. Aaron, what's your email address? Give me your email address, Aaron.
Yeah,
I
my yeah. So my name is spelled wrong on purpose, So I think my dad and my mom they could only agree on one thing, and that was to spell my name differently. But fortunately, that means Eagle, which is the company that we work with. So my name is spelled AHREN at DayTradeSPY.com. AHREN at DayTradeSPY.com. If you have any requests for the chart template, have a lot of requests for the chart template that we use in the trading room. Some people still have not been able to set up their charts correctly. You can email me a request for that. I did also want to mention one housekeeping thing. The Zoom links will be going out shortly. I actually had a birthday celebration lunch today, so I went to an amazing Indian restaurant buffet, and I ate way too much. And usually what happens after I eat way too much is, you want to take a little bit of a nap. So I apologize. I will get the links out momentarily. They had these wonderful, delicious glazed donuts that you eat. They're like this glazed donuts with like this sugary sauce on top. It's like they live in this thing, and I had way too many of those. So,
Oh yeah,
but
that'll be good.
anyways,
Sugar, the sugar, what do you want to call it? The sugar coma, right?
yeah, exactly. It was an Indian buffet coma. I think that's what it's called.
There you go. I gotta tell you, I love you guys. I love you guys and gals. They're all chiming in. Yes, you remember Inagata Vida. John S. is saying, yes, it's in the key of D minor. I played the organ riff 1,000 times now. I always gonna laugh. Dave Effie loves the drums. Drums are great. Punch it up. Inagata Vida, Iron Butterfly. I never knew what an iron butterfly is. I come in full circle, folks. Here it is in my, late years. And they talk about iron butterflies as a spread, an option spread, which we do not do. So, and it is that's just that's a great. I gotta listen to that. 18, I think 18 minutes and 5 seconds, the whole side of that album. Anyway, I know that's not why you are here. Let's move along. What are options? What do? We day trade. We day trade SPY options. That's all we do, period. What are we, nuts? People say, why? Why do you only do one? There's thousands and thousands of stocks out there. So you got it. We became specialists. At the highest traded stock, it's affordable, diverse, liquid, huge profit potential. It's also exciting trading. And you can make so much money by becoming a specialist with just one stock. And once you learn what this stuff's all about, you're never gonna. Honestly, I don't trade anything else. People say, well, do you ever diversify? How can you just trade one stock? Well, there's nothing more diverse than SPY. All the sectors are covered right there. There isn't any one stock that's going to completely govern the entire stock. Now, mind you, if Apple or ever goes bankrupt or Google ever goes bankrupt, I'm pretty sure it's going to take down the, most of the tech sector, and obviously going to have an effect on the entire market. But really, I think if Ford went down, it's not going to affect SPY that much. Maybe a little bit, but not not that much. So, very liquid, highest rated stock. So anything you throw at SPY pretty well, it can handle. I mean, if you're going to trade $1 million worth of options, I think you might become a bit of a market maker for that particular moment in place and time. But I have traded in the past $100,000 at a single trade, and I got filled within a very short period of time. Maybe a minute or something. So it's very exciting, very huge profit potential. And it's very affordable. I mean, you can technically you can get it for a couple $100. Granted, one option, the commission's going to pretty well eat that up, and and you're going to make coffee money. Okay, you're not going to get rich trading one option. But I would think that a lot of people probably start out maybe trading default of 10 contracts or something. Yes, you can make some serious money trading options. I'm going to show you that in a little bit. All right. So what are options? Excuse me. They are contracts. They give the options holder the right but not the obligation to trade the underlying stock rather, for a certain price by a certain date. Don't get too bogged down in the terminology. Just remember a couple names, calls and puts. If you expect the stock to rise, you buy a call option. If you expect it to drop, you buy a put option. Call up, put down. Options have strike prices. This is the set price at which the underlying stock, can be bought or sold for when the option is exercised, if you choose to exercise it. The next person I meet that chooses to exercise an option will be the first. Nobody I know ever wants to exercise an option. Okay, that's not the object of this exercise. What you want to do is trade the option. They come with expiration dates. This is the end date at which the contract expires. There's a couple terms that you use in the money. It's when the market price of the underlying security is above the strike price for calls, and strike price or below the strike price for puts at expiration. This allows the options holder to exercise it profitably if you're in the money. If you're out of the money, this is when the market price of the underlying security, SPY, stock, is below the strike price for calls and above the strike price for puts. And again, at expiration, it becomes worthless. You don't want to be out of the money when it comes to expiration, because your options are going to quickly go to zero. And the faster or the sooner it gets to expiration, the faster it goes, right? The theta loss is what they call the time loss. So there's terms and stuff that we're going to use in there, but basically it's kind of the things that you just have to know right now, all right? Not a big deal. I want to kind of quickly go through this because I know most people are already familiar with options. Pros and cons. Pros: flexibility, cost efficient, huge leverage, high return potential, many strategies available, and it's fun, exciting trading. I've been trading options for a very long time now. Excuse me, I don't even know how I got into it, quite by accident. I think a friend of mine got me into it when he said that, oh, what was it? Some company is a steel company that's going bankrupt, and he said, oh, you should buy put options. He said, what do you mean? Well, what you want to do is you buy put options. This gives you the right but not the obligation to sell the underlying stock for a certain price by a certain date, and you're betting that the company goes bankrupt. Who bets on that? I said to him, Dave. He said, no, the more it goes down, the more money you'll make. Anyway, he explained it all to me. And I did buy these put options. I just put a couple $1,000s into it. And he was right. And I made a lot of money on those. But I thought, wow, this is pretty cool. So what, I just have to look for companies that are going bankrupt? He said, well, no, it goes up too. It's not just down. Anyway, he explained it all to me, and it worked out quite well. So I see my wife is just coming around here. Dale, we're going to midnight tonight, just so you know.
Nice try, nice try.
I have to figure a way to avoid this Peloton thing here. But anyway, I'm sure somebody will give you some hints. There are cons to trading options too, folks. There's the time decay, which is we call theta loss. So it's like buying an ice cube, right? It melts on you. An ice cube that melts on you, and the fat, the sooner it gets, the faster it gets down there, the faster it melts. So there's no tying away. This is not a buy and hold strategy with options. You don't want to be holding these things. You want to quickly get in and get out. Quickly get in and get out. And yes, there are commissions to pay, and yes, it is risky. But I found the risk is more than the stock market. The risk is the person in the mirror. Person in the mirror. Folks, if you do not get our weekly newsletter, you should sign up to that. And if you're not a subscriber, let us know and we'll put you on the list. Every week we send out a newsletter, and actually we talk about a lot of stuff in there. It's just a very 750 words is what it is every week, and it's actually kind of interesting. It humanizes markets, and anyway, let us know. You want to get the Spy on the Market newsletter, all right? And I want to tell you, folks, excuse me, we use one stock, one strategy, 1 hour a day. That's kind of our mantra. And over the years, we figured out what works and what doesn't work in both trading and training. So I think we're pretty good at it. I think we're pretty good at it. So why SPY? Well, SPY follows the top 500 stocks. Efficient use of analysis time. One thing you don't want to get into the market, and it's very easy to do because it's very addictive, is you start every Sunday night. Let's look at the markets. Let's see what stocks are coming out, what sectors, what's this, what the ETFs. And now there are more things to trade than ever before. I mean, since I started, I don't know, maybe I just didn't know them, but there's, the crypto, that's a big thing now. There's a lot of ETFs, exchange traded funds. There's, what is that other one? Non-fungible tokens or something.
Yeah, I
That's
think that
totally out
means
of my,
yeah, I think that means that they don't have any mushrooms. It's kind of like when my daughter orders the cheese pizza and she doesn't want any mushrooms. She's like, Dad, no
not,
fungi's on those.
no non-fungible tokens on those things. I think the little pictures somebody they draw up and they sell them, and people pay hundreds of thousands of dollars. They say, okay, that's insane. I'm not part of that, and I don't even like crypto. I don't like any of that stuff. I just want something that I can actually dig my teeth in, something that's actually backed up, something that's somewhat regulated. And anyway, with options and SPY, the moves are quick. You can earn your daily gains faster. Fairly reliable, consistent, predictive, forgiving, and prices can be anticipated in any market up or down. Okay. And note the disclaimer on that. Okay. When we say reliable, consistent, predictive, and forgiving, we don't want you to come back to us and say, well, you said it's forgiving and it isn't, and I'm not forgiven, and therefore you owe me. You're responsible for all your own trades, as everybody is. Okay. We're all adults here. I assume we're all adults. All right. Why SPY now? Learn something new. Stay mentally sharp. I didn't realize how important this was until I started talking to some elderly people who are part of our group. And some of these people, I'm talking to them, and 10, 15 minutes into it, they mentioned to me that, oh, I'm 88 years old. What? Oh yeah, yeah. And they tell me what they do. And some of these people they're still working. One guy, I think he was still repairing avionics for airplanes, commercial airplanes and stuff. So really, oh yeah. But see, a lot of people like doing this because it keeps them mentally sharp. And I can tell you that, well, this a couple weeks ago, an old friend of mine died, passed away. He was 70, 79. But I'm seeing a lot of people that I know in the obituaries. And a lot of these people, they had worked a job all their lives and they retired. And some of these people at a very early age, they retire 6 months later, they drop dead. They have no purpose in life. There's nothing to stimulate their mental, their skills. They're nothing. There's nothing. But trading, it keeps those cognitive skills sharp. And I think that's really pretty cool. Folks, you might as well earn while you learn, right? Time's going to pass anyway, so you might as well make some money along the way doing it, right? Huge profit potential. If you are a serious trader, okay, if you are serious, you want to stay with this, you want to make a lot of money, you can make an awful lot of money. And I know people who ramp up their accounts like nobody's business when they're doing this. And we get emails all the time, all the time. We cannot read them all. And I apologize if you're going to be sending emails and we don't get back to you on a timely basis or something. Um, there's just so much that comes at us now. So we just cannot physically get to everything. But, we love to receive all these amazing stories from people that you can actually get that dream lifestyle. It's truly achievable by day trading options. Exciting, thrilling, and you can pass this knowledge on to your kids' financial security. I know that I've got two kids, son and daughter. They know how to trade. They all have their respective careers, but they all trade. They know how to trade. Let's put it this way: they know how to trade. And for example, my daughter Alexis, who She was never a traveler back in her youth. But I remember when she graduated from college, she says, "Oh, Dad, I'm going to go to Thailand and teach English as a second language for a year." I didn't really believe her until I was driving her to the airport and she's got her tickets in hand. It's okay, so you're really going? Yeah, I am. I'm going. She loved it. She met some wonderful people there, and and a whole new culture, knew everything, new language, knew everything. I can't believe she was able to maneuver around and learn everything. She loved it. And I don't know if you know much about that sort of a endeavor, but they don't pay you a lot of money. Okay, they basically pay you survival, and that's about it. But she liked to travel around there. She went to countries, Myanmar, Vietnam, and some of these countries. And my gosh, are you crazy? Worst country in the world, Myanmar. What are you going there for? So, well, I want to see it. It's a beautiful country. Well, okay. I'd always say to her, Alexis, how are you for money? You need some money? No, I'm good, Dad. I'm good. I know you gave me $100, just emergency money, and I'm going to bring it back just the way you gave it to me, and I'll fold it up. And she did. She said to me, I know how to trade SPY. The American dollar goes far down here, and whenever I need some money, I just go on the stock market, trade, get cashed out over there, and off she goes. Takes nothing for her to make $500, $1,000, and it'll last her a long time. Wow, pretty impressive. My son, the same thing. He's an engineer, but when he wants some money, let's say he wants to buy a new car, well, he'll just ramp it up and or take a vacation or something. Goes to SPY, right? That's what he does. So, I mean, that is very liberating for me because I don't have to worry about them. And that's actually kind of important as a parent, as a responsible parent. You want to make sure your kids are taken care of. I don't know about you, but I think today it's we're in the best of times and we're in the worst of times. We've got all this technology, we got information, we got all these things at our fingertips. At the same time, there's so many things against us right now. And I tell my kids too, well, before I said, you might not want a job, this thing called a job. You might want to be very careful about a job. Job. What is a job? Job is actually an acronym, JOB. You know what it means? It means just over broke. That's what it means because you're never going to have enough money, especially if you want to do something like maybe buy a house or something. I feel sorry for kids today because if you're, buy a house, getting the down payment and paying the mortgage, all these things, it's just impossible. It's just like, the American dream isn't what it used to be. So it could turn into a real nightmare if you don't have some sort of a real viable way of making a lot of money in a short period of time. But anyway, you know all that. Anyway, it's very liberating for me knowing that they can actually make the money that they need and they both have their own houses. They don't have to rent anymore. And you know what that means. So that's why SPY now. So let's take a look at the weekend review. This here is a chart of what the week was like. Let's just expand this here and take a look. Monday was a low, no news day. Anticipation of earnings season coupled with expectations of the Fed's cutting interest rates coming up in a couple of days. Well, SPY reached record highs on Monday. Tuesday, being up in that lofty level up around that 491 area, there's a lot of resistance. We did have a consumer confidence report and a JOLTS job openings report. Kept SPY range bound, dropped in post-market trading as we were heading into Wednesday with the Fed announcement. We had some disappointing earnings from the tech sector. I believe was it Microsoft, Google. I'm not sure if it was Microsoft or
Yeah, it
and
was Google.
and it was Google. They had some um, very disappointing earnings. And I think there was another one too. Was it AMD or something? Chip maker or something? That's anyway, kind of brought the tech sector down. So we had a bit of a come down there, back down to the 489 level, and then even further down around 487, bounced around there. But then when Fed Chair Powell spoke, and he mentioned that, we're not really out of the woods yet. We're not going to be lowering rates anytime soon. We're going to be watching the numbers, right? And making sure that inflation is tamped down pretty good before we go, dropping interest rates. Well, the market didn't like that. I think the market was really expecting their first interest rate cut in January, and it didn't happen. And Powell even said, not even sure it's going to happen in March. Well, that really didn't sit well with the market, so we came down to test 483. That was quite a drop. What's that? About a 7, 8 point drop. On So the market worked its way back up here in pre-market activity here into Thursday. Then we had unemployment claims, the manufacturing PMI report, along with strong technical support and some solid earnings from Apple, Amazon, and Meta, right? Facebook. They pushed SPY right back up to record highs. And here's the cool thing about this. We actually had some people sitting in calls from the day before, and they all panicked. And Aaron, I don't know if you remember that. And I said to them, when it breaks that resistance, and I drew those resistance lines in there, you might even want to, average in, repair the trade, make like a bandit. And even if you don't, it's probably going to be okay. By the end of the day, here we are breaking new record highs on SPY. And I know some people chimed in with some amazing numbers. They said, Hugh, how did you know that? Hugh, can I give you lottery numbers? Hugh, well, all these crazy things. Well, that's what we teach you. That's what we do in the trading room. And if you want to get this kind of information, you got to get into the trading room. And then I know we talk a lot about the trading room. Well, I believe there's one or two people online here who are not still members of the trading room, and maybe you should be, right? Maybe that's really where you want to kind of be. But anyway, apart from all that, on Friday we had higher than expected employment numbers and a consumer sentiment report. That weighed in heavy on the market at the beginning, but it did pick up some support, catapulted SPY back up yet to another record high, just over 496. SPY has never been there before. SPY is everyone. That's one of those events that you'll always remember all your life. Where were you when SPY hit a record high? And that's what we did. All right, I want to show you here what we did. So these are reports. These are the post-market reports that that we issue to Inner Circle members, right? And just want to quickly, I'm not going to go reading all this. We give you a bit of a synopsis as to what actually happened. The pick of the day, 6% gain. We had out of the morning gate our OMG trade, 6% gain. And then we did the 2 to 10K challenge. We actually had a net gain of $55 in 2 minutes. And I think our target was $50. There it is right there. So we beat the target by 10% to start the program on a positive note. All right. And I'm good with that. That was Monday. Tuesday, the pick of the day, 6% gain. OMG out of the morning gate, 6% gain. The 2 to 10K challenge, we did a net of 104. These are net of commissions, by the way. I'm giving you these numbers, okay? We did another net of $114. I believe our target was $51. So we're now considerably over our target. All right, considerably over our target price, which is that's what it was, 2101 for a great second day start. Day trade SPY signal comes in 3 to 5 times a week and looking for 5%. We hit our target there on Tuesday as well. And you know what? We did a scalp trade for $180 profit on, I think we're in that trade for a very short period of time. Let me see. I can't remember now what it was, but actually, no, we're in there for a couple hours. Got in at 10:01, out at 1:07. Okay, that's good. But anyway, another profitable day. Wednesday was a little bit different, folks. Pick of the day, we barely attained our 6% gain, and I'll talk about that just a little bit because I know a lot of people kind of got stuck in that. Our OMG trade, I got in for a loss, 8.7%. What happened here was later on in the afternoon, I believe it was when 249, when I saw this thing is not going to work out the way I wanted to, I just cut some losses, took a bit of a loss. Not every trade is going to be a winner. If you ever believe that anybody ever tells you we're 100% right, they are lying to you. All right, and if you want, send them to me, and I'll tell them straight to their face, you are a liar because there isn't a single trader walking the face of this earth that is going to be 100% right every time. Okay. And so, every now and then you are going to get something. So what happened there is we kind of missed the mark. I shouldn't really say that. When we determined these trades at about 9 o'clock, the market was ripe. It was just ready to just fall off the cliff. And then all our indicators suggested that was going to happen. But something happened. It just picked up a little bit of support, enough to bring in some buyers from the institutions that pushed it up. And as it started to push up, it attracted other buyers. And anyway, long story short, this one was a tough one. Okay, but in our 10K challenge, we did make another gain of net gain of $80, and that was, I think, in a few minutes here, net gain of $80 to move the needle back up again in 3 minutes to an actual balance of $22.49, $95 over budget in the third day of trading. That was pretty cool. Thursday, back on track, 6% gain on the pick of the day, 6% gain on the OMG out of the morning gate, and a net gain of $95 on the challenge. Day trade spy signal picked up another 5.1% gain on that. That was Thursday and Friday. You can read all this in your own leisure, folks. All right, but on Friday, again, the pick of the day, we posted another 6% gain. Although it was barely, and again, barely made the grade on this one as well. That was another tough one. This was on my corrected copy. The first one I was looking at the wrong trades. OMG, another 6% gain on the OMG. Day trade spy signal picked up another 5.3%. By the way, these numbers I'm giving you, a lot of people did much better than this. And we teach you that in the trading room, how to make a lot more. We just have to have a certain standard by which we measure success, right? You can't just say, well, and I've seen other services where they do this. Well, it went up 2 cents, therefore it's a winner. Well, guess what? It's not, because you would not have sold it for a 2 cent gain, right? So we have a goal of 6% that we determine to be a winner or a loser. And when it hits the 6%, we consider it a winner. But there are people who make a lot more than 6%, and we show you how to do that in the trading room. All right, and in the scalp, we did another scalp. Took it from 303 to 346. That was an amazing 43-cent gain. That was kind of cool. And in the 10K challenge, again, we got a target of $55 and put us well above the target there. So the day trade spy signal, we just had the three picks during the week. And we had a question on the board. I saw it earlier saying, well, if you're not going to send out a signal, can you send us an email that says there's no signal today? Well, that's like kind of like saying, well, I'm not going to go to Toledo, Ohio today, so I'm going to send you a letter. We don't know when that, if it doesn't happen, it just doesn't happen, right? So just keep your cell phone on. Now, I will say this, that I think it's probably a sure thing to say that if it's going to happen in the morning. Eastern time. It's going to happen in the morning. So I would say that if you don't get the signal by, say, 12 o'clock, 12:30, you probably will not get the signal that day. So I'm kind of narrowing it down here. I don't want to sound like the cable guy. Yeah, we'll be there at 1 o'clock and or we'll give you a window between 1 and 5 to be there. Well, no, we're not going to do that to you. But we'll say somewhere between market open, say 12:30. If you do not get a signal, there's probably no signal that day. But here they are here. The gains, as promised, 5.2, 5.1, 5.3, and that's that. Now, I do want to take a moment here just to check the participants because there's somebody I want to make sure they are not on. Hang on a second here. Okay, we're in luck. We are in luck, Aaron. I have to check to make sure that my doctor's not on because I promised him I'm not going to make some real trades. Okay, good to see that. I promise I'm not going to make real trades because he's concerned about my blood pressure. So he is not on, therefore I'm going to show you my real trades. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to show you how many contracts I bought here. So here's what we do. All right, when Aaron runs the trading room, he ran it on Friday that put me in the co-pilot seat. And, so I was able to actually focus on my own trades while Aaron was busy mostly running the trading room, making sure that things are going great, which he did an amazing job. Thank you very much. So just to not make anybody feel uncomfortable, I did not post how many contracts but I can tell you I got in for a lot of money, okay? Anyway, if this had only been 10 contracts, we'll get into that. But first I want to show you my first trade. I picked up 33 cents from 332 to 365. Did that in 11 minutes from 9:33 to 9:44. And in my second trade here, I picked up 12 cents from 93 cents to 105. That was in 4 minutes. Now, had this only been 10 contracts, in other words, if you'd have done the same thing here, but you only placed 10 contracts, you would have had a profit on the first trade of $330, having invested only $3,320. That's a 10% return on investment. And trade number 2, you'd made $120 in 4 minutes. That's a 13%, having invested only $930. Total gain, $450 done before most people take their first coffee break in the corporate world. 1022. So what does this really mean? Here's what it means, folks. If you extrapolate the $450 a day, and again, we're done before even 10:30, 10:22, we're done, right? So if you extrapolate, if you make $450 a day, that works out to about $117,000 a year. Now, if you are the average US citizen in 2024, you can expect to make $53,490 according to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics. Therefore, trading this little nothing fun thing that I done, and I just did this for fun, and if you were to just base this on a mere 10 contracts, you could have more than doubled your average yearly salary and having a lot of fun doing it. And I will say it was a low stress, high fun, factor. It was not onerous at all. I didn't break out a sweat. I saved that for the Peloton. She wants me to wear track pants here. Track pants? Can you see me in track pants? Have I ever worn track pants here?
No, I
No.
think I think you probably want to get on there in those nice jeans that you like to wear.
That's what I wore. She's like, you got to get track pants. I don't want to wear track pants. I'm not a jock. I never was a jock. Okay. I played football in high school or something, but I was always like, no, I was never were you ever a jock in the school, Aaron? Were you a jock or no?
I was until I was in high school. So I tried to fit in and I tried to play all the sports and realized that I was just a tall guy with kind of not the best coordination at times. And I used to get pummeled in the wrestling matches because I was so tall. Like, it's almost like it was almost like what do they call it? Self mutilation or not self mutilation, something like that, where humiliation. You know you're gonna get beat, and so you just went out there in the wrestling mat, and you're just like, okay, just make it quick. Don't hurt me too much.
Masochist. Yeah. You like to injure yourself, hurt yourself. I know. I know. It's kind of my story too. They used to call me Mr. Cord back in high school. I was never coordinated enough for sports, and I was never the guy that the women would chase after. I mean, they kind of do now, right? They do now, but I think for different purposes. I don't know. Maybe they want my money or something. I don't know. Mr. Grossman, can I have a ride in your car? No, no, no. Anyway, all right. That's what I did there, folks. And you know what? I am nothing. I am nothing special. I want you to know that. Nothing special. Happy birthday, Aaron, by the way. Aaron, when is your birthday? Your birthday's coming up.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it's coming up on Thursday.
It is, isn't it? This Thursday, the 8th, right?
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. Yeah. We'll have to know. Remember that. I remember you telling me that. So Jerry's saying he's the big 7-0. Wow. Happy birthday, Jerry.
Happy
Okay,
birthday.
and Mark M, I love you guys. He still has a copy, the vinyl copy of Inagata Vita. Man, I had a copy of that, and I don't know where it went. I think it got lost in a flood or something. And that was many years ago. That's I mean, 1967, wasn't it? Or 69. I think that record came out 69. 69, yeah, that was a good song. Good rock. Yeah, I gotta listen to that. I don't think my wife's ever heard it. I'm gonna listen to it. All 18 minutes of it. Let her. Maybe I should listen to that on the Peloton. Anyway, seasonal charts. Let's get back to this here. Okay, here's the seasonal charts. For those of you who are not familiar with this, that blue line is where SPY is now, and the red line is a compass of the last 5 years, closing balance on the daily charts. Let's expand on this. Here's what happened. Historically, all right, not to say it's going to happen again, but SPY rose 9 points over the last week in the last 5 years. Seasonally, SPY rose about 2 points the following week. So if I had to guess, SPY would probably go up this week. Okay. So okay. Okay, Carl I'm just randomly selecting some of these comments here. I'm a member of the Pick a Day Signal Trading Room. We both provide much analysis, futures insights, etc. during the trading room commentary. I'm considering the inner circle. I read promo, but not sure what the additional value for my trading by joining. Learning much from you both. one morning recently, I was laughing out loud to something Aaron said. My wife was in the area and wanted to know what was so funny about the stock market. How do you explain your humor, Aaron?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There
Like,
was a gentleman that compared it to I'll have to find it, but an old stand-up comic, kind of a dry sense of humor. My dad was a little bit similar, but he tended to throw in some colorful words. So I try to stay away from the colorful words and just use the black and white and just using black and white words.
that's amazing. Uh, I think if to compare you to a comedian, not that you're a comedian, you're not. You're a spy guy. But I would say you're would Woody Allen? Would you be a Woody Allen kind of a guy?
I'm not sure. Maybe without the ego. I
Yeah.
think I
Yeah,
think he,
without the
he has a pretty big ego.
I think he kind of got the same sort of humor, so. All right. Okay. William says, you not as an aside, how many times have you been told that you're a dead ringer for James Whitmore, Brooks in the Shawshank Redemption? Nice to be famous. You know what, people, when I was younger, I used to look a lot like and what's his name? Married with Children. The guy Married with Children. Ed, what's his last name? Ed O'Neill. Ed O'Neill. Married with Children. Anyway, neither here nor there. I was actually in a grocery store years ago. This was funny. Late night, Wegmans grocery store picking up some stuff, and I looked a lot like um, what is the guy's name? The character's name in Married with Children.
Al, Al,
Al Bundy, right?
yeah.
And the cashier, this amazing woman, and she was so funny, and she had this big loud laughter, and she said, "Wait a second, I know you," and she's yelling this in the store. I said, "No, no, 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 I'm not who you think you are. No, I know you, I know you." She said, "You're Al Bundy." I said, "No, I'm not," and she wouldn't believe me. And she got on the phone and asked the manager, not asked, she told the manager, "Man, we have a celebrity in the store here. Al Bundy's in the store." I said, "No, no, no, no." I grabbed my stuff, threw the cash down right out the. She actually followed. She chased me to the car. She chased me to my car. It was in the dead of
Oh
winter.
wow.
Oh my gosh, I got to get out of here. I'm not Al
Huh.
Bundy. Anyway, it was pretty funny.
I,
All
I
right.
had that happen to me once also.
Really? Really? I couldn't believe it. What happened to you? What do you mean that you haven't?
Uh, they didn't think I was Al Bundy. I got on a plane and this lady, uh, this, well, not lady. I was a young guy and she was a young pretty girl. She thought I was Doogie Howser off of
Oh
Doogie
my
Howser MD.
gosh.
You know, Sean Patrick, whatever his name is, Sean Patrick Harris. He went on to play in some other stuff, obviously, but it was
Oh,
it was funny because she wanted to get my autograph.
that's so funny. Wow. Did you give it to her? Should have given it an autograph.
No, I think at that moment I just you know,
The
I
shock, right?
wasn't really, yeah, I really wasn't good with the girls, so I just blushed really bad and probably said something corny. I don't really remember, but that was,
And,
sorry not to take away from what you had. That's almost stalker-esque actually.
it was bizarre. It was bizarre, but anyway. Highlight of the week, Fed funds rate, folks. That was the big one. Intended to hold the rates for a while longer. Hits to future inflationary figures. That's what moved the markets down. And while markets were hoping for a rate cut coming out sooner rather than later, that was not to be the case. However, incoming data continues to offer confidence that the market is holding up. It's pretty resilient. It's not going anywhere. Stocks rallied with the S&P 500 gaining, believe it or not, 20% in the last 3 months. That's huge. And of course, we have record highs, record highs. So we're anticipating that, well, there might not be a dramatic downturn. We can expect a few bumps as we advance into the future. And that's kind of what's happening here. So take a look at where we are year to date. Here it is. First month is up. We just got a couple days into February. S&P is up already 4% year to date. The Nasdaq up 4.1%. The Dow is up 2.6% year to date. All right. And coming up in the future, Monday, we've got a PMI report. Earnings include McDonald's, Caterpillar, Lowe's, Tyson Foods. Tuesday, low news day. We do have a hawkish Fed member, Mester. I think her name is Michelle. Michelle, Mister, is it? Speaks. Maybe it's not Michelle. I better check to see before I step on myself here on this. I'll tell you in a second who that is. I don't want to speak out of line in case that's the wrong person. Tuesday, Mister. I want to make sure I give these people the respect that they deserve. Tuesday, Mester, Fed member, Mester. It is Loretta Mester. Loretta, I knew it was female. Loretta Mester. She's a little bit hawkish, okay, which means that they favor keeping interest rates high and raising them. They favor that. Hawkish means that. Dovish means they want to lower rates, okay? And that's why this is kind of important because if she's going to be speaking, it could be a little negative on the market. Earnings on Lilly, Amgen, CMG, that was, I should have known this to be CMG. Let's see, hang on, I'll tell you what CMG is. That is on Tuesday. Earnings coming out. I don't think it's important, and I can't seem to get the numbers here for Tuesday on that. Tuesday, no, February the 6th. CMG is actually Chipotle. Chipotle, you should have known that, Aaron.
Ah, yeah, because
You
I
should
was
know.
I was terrorized by the burrito. If nobody ever heard that story. I was
Yeah.
actually I was in Chipotle. I ordered a burrito in the foil wrapper, and I was eating there like I usually do, and it bit me on the lip. The burrito bit me on the lip. The burrito wrapper gave me a cut on my lower lip, and I ended up so bad it was bleeding, and I actually I had to call. I told I told you the story, and I was like, I was attacked by a burrito. I don't know
Burrito.
how it happened, but I felt this pinch, and then I looked down my burrito. There's like a drop of blood on my burrito, and I said, and then you asked, well,
Did you eat
did you
it?
still eat it? Like, yeah, I'm not gonna let a burrito go to waste. It's not like somebody else's blood. I mean, I paid good money for this thing.
That's right, right? It's all go back in the same body anyway. What's the difference, right?
Exactly.
Oh, God.
What if I had an
Oh,
ulcer? If I had an ulcer, it'd be basically the same thing. So,
oh,
but
terrible, terrible. You gotta watch those burritos, man. They're
yeah, attack of
vicious.
the.
They're vicious.
And I said, Hugh, you know what? I got my lottery ticket. I'm gonna file the lawsuit against Chipotle. They didn't have a warning label marked when I opened up this burrito that I was gonna end up
Yeah.
cutting my lower lip on this thing. And
Uh,
and I have the 1 in a million, usually the 1 in a million things happen to me.
yeah.
So
That's
it's
like
just
that with
another
me
case.
too. If somebody says, "Well, the chance of that happening is 1 in a million," I will bet on that one because I will be the one. I will be that one. So just so you know, I'm gonna be the one. So Wednesday, low news day, hawkish members, Barkin, Bowman, I think it's Michelle Bowman, speak earnings coming to Disney, Uber, CVS, PayPal, Yum Brands. Thursday, unemployment claims, earnings on S&P Global, Philip Morris, ConocoPhillips, AstraZeneca, Duke Energy, and Intercontinental Exchange ICE, which is a lot of what we trade on. Friday, it's a low news day, earnings on Pepsi. No big deal on any of these. These are not the Magnificent Seven earnings. Magnificent Seven earnings. And what, you might hear this term, Magnificent Seven earnings. Magnificent Seven stocks. So this is a group. They used to call it what they used to call it before? FANG stocks. Now they call them Magnificent Seven. Tesla, Meta, which is Facebook, Alphabet, which is Google, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia. But I think Tesla might be dropping out of this. I read some stuff that Tesla might not be that part of that Magnificent Seven anymore because they're not doing as well to fit into that Magnificent Seven category. But those are the seven that they talk about when you hear that term, Magnificent Seven. Tesla, Meta, Alphabet, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia. All right. All right. Anything else doesn't matter. So I'm thinking here it's going to be a relatively mild week, possibly range-bound trading for most of it. Expect a possible possible profit taking going on. We'll see what happens. And trade with short-term gains expectations. Watch for strong resistance at 495, 496. Aaron will give us more detail on that in the trading room. when he lines up his key indicators, his amazing Aaron indicators. These things are solid gold, ladies and gentlemen. You'll want to get in on this because that's really where the action is. When he says this is where resistance is, it's very strong resistance. All right. So I think it's really kind of important. All right. I want to throw in a testimonial. We get these all the time. I'm just kind of mixing things up here tonight. And this one's from Mark. For security reasons or privacy, I should say. I can't give his real name, but I love your simple approach to trading options. And thank you for that. I love your simple approach to trading options. Oh my gosh, I can't even do this here. There we go. I've taken other more in-depth options training, but you'd be hard-pressed anywhere to beat your simple SPY approach. Simple SPY approach, right? That's what we do. Try and keep it as simple as possible. So what we do here is we become, specialists, right? It's just kind of like why the shoemaker makes such good shoes because he doesn't do anything else. He doesn't make purses, he doesn't make belts, he makes shoes, and therefore he becomes very good at it. So Mark was in the 90-day challenge, 2 to 10K challenge. Ended up getting in and out of there 3 times today, never risking more than $3,400. Made a total of $970 on this particular day. These are the trades, and he loves it. All right, he loves it. I think it's really important. Bummer though, he'll be at the dentist tomorrow for 3 hours. He'll take a look in the afternoon and see what's happening. See you again Wednesday morning. Thank you for that, Mark. And let's move along here. Okay, so there we are again. Folks, the market gives you many opportunities all day long, every day. So right now I'm going to give you an update as to the 2 to 10K challenge. 2 to 10K challenge. We started this last Monday. So we had 5 days in here. Here's how it works. Our target was $50 the first day, made 55. So we went $5 over our budget variance. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, our profit targets, you can see they escalate up a little bit here, right? And that's how much we have to work with here. The actual balance is what we have to work with. So what we do is we get in the morning, we determine the market direction, which way we're going to be going. Once the indicators set up and we have enough runway, enough room to grow into, and we determine that it's going to be probably a good trade. We discuss which options we're going to get and why we're looking at it. We determine how many we're going to get based on how much money we have to work with and what our profit target is. So on Friday, our target was $55 and our actual budget is $23.95 to work with. And we came in at a nice little $66 actual gain. So we beat it by what, $11, right? So that's kind of nice. Now tomorrow, all right, tomorrow Monday, our target's going to be $57. We're going to have $23.95 to work with. So it's a kind of a cool system. This is how we're going to take $2,000 and turn it into $10,000 in 3 months. Start with the spreadsheet because it keeps us honest, keeps us on track, keeps us accountable, and it really does. It really does. And I think if you trade with a spreadsheet and some goals, some solid goals, you can actually achieve all these goals. If they're realistic, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to choose them, right? It's kind of like following a map. If you want to go somewhere, you follow a map, right? If you don't follow a map, well, you'll get somewhere. Maybe you'll like it there, maybe you won't. But I don't think I'm gonna, I don't think I'm gonna to where I'm gonna go if I don't know where I'm going or how to get there. So this is our map to success. How do we do this? You got to be in the trading room to trade this program. Join now and catch up. So it's not too late to get into it. If you join now, you can get caught up on this thing. And I should tell you that yes, you can catch up, and there's no extra charge to do the 2K challenge, the 10K challenge. It's part of the trading room. That's kind of pretty cool. So here's the rules that we use for the 2K to 10K challenge. We're starting with $2,000, trading only profits as they settle, which is the next day. So we are following the cash account rules. All right. That means that pattern day trade rules do not apply. In other words, you do not need $25,000 in your trading account to do this. We're only trading what we make. So anybody can get in on this. Start with $2,000 and using a cash account. What we're doing, there's no spreads, no naked positions, nothing. We buy first and then we sell in that order. Calls and puts using our standard setups. Right? No special. There's no magic behind any of this. And that's what we do. We demystify options trading. We track this daily spreadsheet and we report the activities daily in our inner circle follow-up report. And that's what we do it. Some comments come and say, well, can you send us a report? No, it's actually in the inner circle. So that's where we compile all of these trades that we do. And in the inner circle members, they get the daily update on this. If you are in the trading room, then you will obviously get the update, obviously because you're there. And we do that on the same day. But if you want it later on in the day, subscribe to the inner circle. It's all of a cup of coffee and a donut. Okay. We record gains and losses net of commissions, considering $1 a contract, because that's what it is with Tastyworks. Okay, excuse me. I trade both Thinkorswim and Tastyworks, and with Tastyworks, their commission is $1 to open a position, 0 to close, plus a couple cents for exchange fees, up to a maximum of $10. Up to a maximum of $10 per trade. All right, and our goal is to hit $10,000 by April the 29th. Pretty simple, I would say. Pretty simple. And all you have to do is just get into the trading room. Rules, all right, here's the rules, starting with safer trades further out at the money expirations, modest gains. That's what we're doing. Going to build up our buffer first, and then we may get a little more aggressive later on in the program. We're going to see how it goes. Okay, but right now I'm just thinking build up the buffer, and we may not get aggressive. It depends how it goes. We may or may not. We're going to leave that for later. Again, all you have to do is just be in the trading room, and the trading room is hosted by yours truly and Aaron, your host for tonight. We do the same thing every morning in the trading room. This is where strategies come alive every morning, 9:20 to 10:30. So we actually open up the trading room at about 9 o'clock. You'll hear music. If you do not hear music, all right, don't go emailing us and all around the world. Just check your audio, your software, and your hardware. Chances are that's where the problem is. Now, if we do get a lot of chat requests in the questions box saying there's no music, maybe it is on our end, and then we'll check. But that's very rare that that happens. We kind of make sure that it works for us too. So, but anyway, so anytime you get on there between 9:20, but we actually start at 9:20, so just a little over an hour. Although lately we've been going a little longer than 10:30, and we don't mean to keep you longer, but sometimes just if there's a lot of stuff happening, then we'll carry on. All right. Learn and earn from the best, folks. Interactive, exciting trading. When I say the best, I mean, we've been doing this a long time. Aaron and I have got over 40 years combined experience. I think we kind of qualify for that. We know what we're doing. At least that's what they tell us. So, and I think our accounts show it. So there's something to it. All right, and here's the cool thing. We teach what we trade and we trade what we teach. So we're not one of these companies that, we flood you with all kinds of stuff. Strategies all over, covered calls, married puts. Tomorrow we're going to talk about straddles and strangles. And next day we're talking about iron butterflies and the God of David and all that other stuff. No, we don't get in all that. We only teach you what we use ourselves on a daily basis to make some serious money on the market. Isn't that what you want? Do you really want to know everything? And how many times you get into a strategy and then, oh, it's not really working out. Then you decide to change your strategy, and your day trade turns into a swing trade. Does that ever happen? Um, no, we don't do that. All right. So we teach what we trade, trade what we teach. You can watch us make real trades, real setups, real money, real markets, right? If you have any questions, you can get them answered. That's what they're there for. That's what we're there for. Only Aaron and I see the questions. Okay. So you put in the questions box, it only goes to us. So you don't have to ever be embarrassed about, oh my gosh, everybody knows that, I don't know what I'm doing. Now, if you ask the question, what are calls and puts? Well, we're going to take that conversation over to the side. That's a little bit under the, you have to know what those are before you get in the trading room, but I think most people do know that. And we should maybe spend a little time separately if you want to learn that. Okay. Anyway, I think we've got the longest running trading room. We've been doing this since 2010. And again, this is where we do the 2 to 10K challenge. Okay. It's really pretty cool. So you're asking, well, how much does all this cost? It costs a fortune, folks, a fortune. And here's what it costs: $699 for 3 months. If you work that down to per day, you are buying one of us, Aaron or myself, one of us gets to eat lunch. That's all it is. You're buying us a Subway sandwich and maybe a drink. That's it.
A combo.
The combo. And I don't even know if it's a full sub, to be honest with you. I got a feeling it's like half a sub.
Yep.
So I'd have to go back and check the prices on that. But
Yeah, I think we have to split the sub. You buy us a foot long, we'll have to,
yeah.
share share foot long stuff.
I'm not sharing my drink with you, Aaron. Sorry.
It's okay.
We're not like that. Okay, we're not like that. So, oh man, I can't believe we're doing this. How about another testimonial, folks? Thank you kindly for your advice. I appreciate your knowledge and expertise. All right, we fooled another one, Aaron. Who's this? Therese or Bill? I think it's a husband and wife team. I greatly appreciate your kindness in sharing it. I don't know why I can't get these lines straight here. Appreciate your kindness. You ever try drawing a straight line with a mouse? Doesn't really work
Uh,
very well. I need one of those things you want to get, Aaron.
yeah, I try to use a ruler when I draw straight lines, but if you want to use a mouse, I mean, more power
Yeah,
to you.
yeah, I know. But I like this line here. I am convinced that you really know what you are doing. Wow, that's powerful stuff. Thank you so much for that, Bill. I guess this is Bill. Bill or Therese, whatever. Whoever sent that, thank you very much. I love you guys. Love you all. Love you all. That's what we do. All right. Now let's get back to this is our fireside chat. This is our portion of the fireside chat. All right. So I had a question earlier. I saw it. We have hundreds of questions online. I saw this question earlier, and I think it probably bears merit talking about the things that we do with Day Trade Spy. And I know we don't talk about this very much. Usually we focus on one or two things that we do. So let's quickly go over this, and then we'll get into your questions. Unless you want to take some questions now. Aaron, why don't we go through some questions now? I know they've been very patient. Maybe you can go through some of these questions they've got up in here. Here's one. I'm going to start with this one. Has Sonny Decker passed away? The answer is yes, several years ago. He actually called me on his deathbed. This is unbelievable. So Sonny Decker, he is an older gentleman. He was, I think, in his 90s. I think he was like 94 or something when he passed away. He and another gentleman by the name of Pete Hoyt, they had a company called Best Choice Software. They're no longer around, and they were pretty instrumental in getting my start with trading. They had some seasonal stuff they were doing, and made some money on them. And anyway, became good friends. And whenever I go to Florida, that's where Sonny lived. We'd always get together. Didn't matter where we were in the state. We'd always make sure we checked in with Sonny. He was an elderly guy and really, really nice guy. And he was actually on his deathbed the day before I called. He's actually using some trades. He was in a trade. He says, "Yeah, I'm in some calls. What do you think is going to happen?" I said, "Sonny, you're in the hospital. You better sell your calls because you have bigger fish to fry now." So, uh, and uh, and we said our goodbyes, and the next day he passed away. So yeah, I miss him every day, and I send up my prayers to him every day as well. So I'm glad that you thought of him, Charles G. I'm sure he'll probably remember you. Anyway, so probably doesn't apply to most people. So let's move on to some other questions. Aaron, shoot me with some questions.
Let me see here. Um, Let me see here. I think uh, did you want to talk about specific trades or did you want to leave that for the trading room tomorrow?
Those are trading room trades. Specific trades, no, we're not going to get into specific. Yeah, these are general questions. You want specific trades about your trades and send the trading room. That's where we do that. And the inner circle on Tuesday nights.
Okay. Let me see here. Um, did you read the question about on days when there's will not be signal trading, you are aware of it? Is there any chance you send out a notification stating there is no trade? Then I can
Oh,
focus
yeah,
more on others.
we
You
did
got
talk
that one
about
already?
that. We did get that one.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some questions about our services. So let me get into that, and that'll probably eliminate a lot of the questions that are coming up. All right, let's start with that. Let me just go on to that. Hang on a second here. And I think there's a way of doing this. If I click on this here, just a little diversion here. If I click, okay, where did I go? Hit the questions box.
uh,
Okay,
one
here's,
question, one quick
sorry, go
thing, if
on.
I could say that,
Sure.
Mark, if you shoot me an email, I'll send you the information on how to set up your templates. So Aaron at daytradespy.com. But I'll also type that to you. Go ahead. Sorry, Hugh. That was just a
Okay, so here's a listing of our programs. They're just a very brief. These are not detailed. You can get all the detail on our website, daytradespy.com. Okay, this is all there. But this stuff is solid gold, folks. Learn and earn actionable plans that we have for you. We are the only ones that do this. You're not going to find these anywhere else. You have to go to Day Trade Spy for this. So, first thing is the inner circle If you're just starting out, don't know where to go, don't want to spend a lot of money, don't know if this is for you, don't know anything at all. Every morning, get the morning market analysis. This is a snapshot of the way we see the market at about 9 o'clock in the morning for the day. We don't know where the market's going to be a year from now, 6 months from now, a month from now, even a week from now, but we got a pretty good idea where it's going today. So you get this very brief morning market analysis. What it is this: Aaron and I, we compile all the news feeds, all the Twitter feeds. Oh, sorry, X, formerly known as Twitter. We compile all this news. We look at the technical indicators. We look at the fundamentals, all that stuff, deep dive analysis, put it all into a blender, come out with, is the market going up or down? That's what we're going to tell you. So, and then we send out a follow-up report. And that's what I mentioned earlier. I, in fact, even showed you the last week's follow-up reports as to what we did. Very brief. Again, just a very brief synopsis as to what we actually did. And it includes the signal, includes the pick of the day, includes everything. Everything is in there. We also have Tuesday night interactive meetups. All right, this is where we all get together, 8 o'clock Tuesday night, and just discuss the events of the day. All right, you can talk about anything, ask questions, whatever, anything at all related to SPY trading options, trading SPY options, okay? They're also recorded because in case you can't make these sessions, you can always catch them later. And as an Inner Circle member, you will have access to this on the website. Cost $9.95 a year or $275 quarterly. All right, $275 quarterly, an excellent, excellent way of getting your feet wet, if you will. We have the DayTradeSPY signal, 3 to 5 signals a week, algorithm based. Okay, we don't know when it's going to happen. I get the signal at the same time you do. Sent to your email, cell phone, text. You have to buy immediately within 2 minutes. Immediately put up for sale for 5% gain. If you have not sold it by 4 p.m., sell at the market close. I think it's got a success rate of about 95, 96%, something like that. Cost $14.95 a year, $3.99 a quarter, $149 a month. If you just want to try it out. Okay, so obviously the best value is going to be your $14.95 a year. That's where the best value is going to be on this one here. And let me just draw that in as well. So you might want, now if you really like it, $14.95 a year. There you go. Hey, get this, 14-day money back, 100% guarantee. You don't like it in 2 weeks? Just tell them. They'll give you money back, no problem. No problem at all. I don't think they've got too many of these refunds, that's for sure. All right, next up, we have our pick of the day. This is where Aaron and I get together between 8:30 and 9 o'clock every morning. We hammer out what the pick is going to be. All right, email to you just after 9 o'clock Eastern. Buy immediately at the open. Make sure the 1 minute candle is going in your favor. If it's going against you, wait until it turns around, then buy in. You'll get it for a little bit cheaper. Sell first. Well, again, we put up for a sale 6% good till canceled order, right? A lot of people get a lot more than 6%. Some people just take a little safer 5%, whatever you want to do. But we look at 6% as a standard by which to measure success. You can hold these overnight if you need to. There's ample time built into them that it can handle 1 or 2 days overnight, not a problem. Cost is $14.95 a year or $3.99 a quarter. Again, the best value is going to be your $14.95, right? That's going to be your best value right there. Again, this one has a 30-day, 100% back guarantee. The pick of the day. Very, very popular program, by the way. A lot of people get into the pick of the day. And then the one with the most value here, the trading room. Hosted by yours truly. I already went over the trading room. Interactive, learn and earn, fully narrated. This is where strategies come alive. Every morning, 9:20 to 10:30. $6.99 a quarter, that is the cost. Get in there, $6.99 a quarter. Okay, so we don't commit to a year because we don't know where we're going to be a year from now. All right, we don't know where we don't want to be committed to you for a year because we might not be here. I could drop dead next week. So
Don't say that.
Sorry. Depends on that
Wow.
Peloton bicycle, Aaron. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
This is not what I want to do. Oh my gosh, it's only 9:25. What do you had 2.5 hours to go before she'll be in bed before you know it. 14-day money back. Best value. If you know what calls and puts are, this is where you need to be, folks. Come on, get in there. Get in there. This is where you need to be, right? You don't need to know everything. You know what? I had somebody the other day say, well, I don't know anything about the strategies. I don't know anything. So I'm not going to get into it. Well, that's exactly, you're the person to come in. Do you know what calls and puts are? Oh, yeah. Well, okay, this is where you need to be. Do you know what delta and theta are? I said to them, they said, well, a little. Okay, this is where you need to be, right? That's where you need to be. You need to be here. All right, let me just emphasize that. You need to be here, right here. See if I can draw this line here. Oh, there you go. This is where you need to be. Trading room. All right. Got it? Trading room. All right. If you know anything at all right, calls and puts, that's all you need to know. Get into the trading room. That's where the action is. Okay. Then we have the ultimate trading workshop. This is actually really good. If you are a complete newbie and you really don't know anything, you've never heard of options in your life, I will admit, if you jump into the trading room, you will be lost. It's like a horse race. It's like air traffic control over Los Angeles. You will be lost. But rest assured, in a couple of weeks, you will understand exactly what's going on, usually even less than a couple of weeks. Okay. Stay there for a week or two, then you will pick it up. Okay. I'm not kidding you. Now, if you do want to learn everything we do, all right, these are recorded sessions. There's 11 of them, about an hour and a half long each. Aaron and I did these sessions here some months ago. You're going to have unlimited access for at least 6 months. And you're going to grasp everything we do. We teach what we trade, trade what we teach. That's all we do. We're not going to teach you anything else because, as you know, the stock market is a very fluid, never-ending university. You'll never graduate from this. If this was a university, you will never graduate because things change all the time, right? Things change all the time. And you're going to learn options, fundamentals, money management, technical strategies, everything. Gain confidence. You're going to acquire skills, repair skills. You're going to actually master Aaron's deep dive analysis. This is unbelievable. All that material that Aaron learned over decades, he's compiled into these webinars, and you're gonna. I mean, this is unbelievable. This is, Aaron, this should be they should be charging a lot more than this. And it's a special price of $9.95. And I'm going to tell you something. Before Eagle took us over, these were going out the door for $3,500. And even then, our business advisors told us to up the price. This is way too cheap at $3,500. Eagle took us over and they had a special on this for a couple of weeks, $9.95. All right. And these guys, sometimes I wonder, all right. I don't even know if I should put this on there. This price is subject to change because,
It's the lowest. All right, you guys figure out they erroneously forgot to leave this on the website. That is amazing.
right? It's true, Aaron, right?
Yeah,
And
of course. And there was a couple of people I had some one-on-ones with, they're asking, what should I go to? I'm on the pick of the day. I'm not in the trading room. And I said, jump in the trading room and get the ultimate training workshop because that's going to put you light years ahead of traders that start out and they haven't read a book. They just opened their account. The ultimate training workshop, just we had one gentleman say it pays for himself 20 times over. I think his name started with a G, might have been George something or
yeah,
Jerry. He said the price of the ultimate training workshop paid for itself 20 times over. So imagine if just like knowledge, I mean, knowledge is power, but knowledge is also money, right? So if you go to you want to become a doctor, you spend, I don't know, 8, 9 years, you come out with maybe, $250,000 in debt,
yeah,
um, or more, depending, probably more, I'm just throwing numbers, but you come out with $250,000 of debt and then you make, I think the average doctor now makes, $150,000 a year. Well, imagine paying once for, a workshop or a course like this, or getting into our training room and then understanding the power of compounding, understanding the power of growing your account, understand the mindset. We have, I believe it's 11 modules. They average about an hour and a half each. That's over 15 hours of training material. And for each hour, it's less than a college course,
oh yeah,
but it pays for itself over, the rest of your life as long, if you're trading in the markets and end up doing it successfully and with our guidance and yeah, so it definitely pays for itself.
totally, totally. So yeah, get this, folks. Don't. I'm not kidding you. It's not a joke. You go right to the daytradespy.com website here. There's right there, Ultimate Training Workshop. Click on that, and you'll see the link down here. I'm not sure I totally agree with you about knowledge is power. It is, but only if you apply it. If you don't apply it, it's not worth anything to you, right? If
Hmm.
you don't apply this knowledge, you're gonna look at this right here. They still got up here for 9.95. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The IT guys, they're not that smart. This is supposed to come off the website just 2 weeks after it was up there. So, and once they discover it, it is coming off. So don't hesitate. All right. Don't hesitate on this one. All right. Anyway, let's move on here. Yeah, I know, I know. I mean, I remember, a lot of pizza delivery guys around here. They had their PhDs and their MBAs and stuff, and they couldn't get jobs and stuff. I thought to myself, well, you're not applying, you're not applying yourself. You're not going to where you should be going and stuff. I don't know. If you don't apply this knowledge, this is the kind of knowledge, just what Aaron was saying. You get the knowledge, you apply the knowledge, and making 150,000 a year is not a big deal. Like you can do that quite easily when you understand what you're doing with this stuff. It's actually not that bad. We also have online workshops, which you'll also find on the website up in the top right corner there. We've got various workshops here: power scalping, repairing bad trades, identifying market trading points, turning points, explosive chart setups, Aaron's strategies here. For $249, seriously, I think this truly is like a no-brainer. I mean, it truly is. So, lifetime membership, if you want, folks, get into this complete suite of programs. You'll get everything. Got to contact customer services for details and pricing. Okay, and I think if you get that, then that'll get you back. So, with all of that said, let's get back to some questions, and before we kind of wrap things up here. So, Aaron, I'm going to defer to you with all these questions, and let's just see where this takes us, and hopefully we'll keep a lot of these people still here. I don't know about this. I don't think we're going to be able to go to midnight. It's going to be a little tired for everybody here, but I would like to. I don't want to get on that Peloton tonight. I should just say no, 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 no. We're not going to do that tonight. All right.
There
What
was a
questions you
there was a
have?
question if we use the VWAP indicators. I think you know the indicators that we use are standard indicators in the trading room, stochastics and MACD. But I do look at indicators. I do have an understanding of most of what the indicators do. We've been at this game, well, I have for a very long time. So let me see if we have any other questions. There was some questions. I don't know, Hugh, if you want, for those of you that aren't in the trading room that are just pick of the day, did you want to go over any of those pick of the day questions about how to enter a trade or what to do in the first 2 minutes of trading?
Yeah, it's very easy. Okay, so you get the pick of the day email, usually around 9:15, something like that. Okay, and that is the trade you're going to get in. So don't change it. Even if the market changes, don't change it. It's going to be a particular option. Let me just see if I can actually find an email that I can refer you to so I can show you what it looks like. And that is going to be, just give me half a second here, Friday morning. Maybe you can do Friday mornings. Can you hear this right here? Here's one. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This here is what it looks like. It's a pick of the day.
I don't see it, Hugh. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, you see it? Okay. So the yellow here, this is the exact pick. SPY, that's the stock. This is the code. These are actual codes. They're not something we made up. These are the actual codes. 24th is the year. So this is the expiration right here, right? 24/02/09. That's the expiration. 24th year, second month, which is February, the 9th day, February the 9th. P for puts, C for calls. 489 is the strike price. And it gives you an example of the of the code right here. We even give you the rules. So you want to buy, so read the stuff. Like you get this, read it. Okay, here's the rules. You get in within the first 2 minutes of the opening bell and wait a few seconds for the bid-ask spread to tighten up. This is especially important if there's a huge gap from yesterday's close, because you can often get 10, 20, 30 cent gap between the bid and the ask. You don't want to jump in. You want to get that price that's established. Once it's established, then you have a good price. And by that, I mean within a couple cents of each other, 2, 3, 4, even 4 cents within, preferably 2, 3 cents of itself. And then now if the stock is going against you, wait until the 1 minute candle turns around. So have your 1 minute chart, see where the pressure is. If it's, let's say, a call option, you want to see if it's a green candle forming, right? If you see pressure to the upside, buy it right then and there. Buy it right there. If it's a red candle forming, wait until it turns green or wait until you see the pressure back up, then buy it. I'm going to give you a little hint. People sometimes ask, well, how come you got in and I don't? You seem to get in faster than I do. All right, I'm going to explain something to you. All right, this is really a cool hint, and this actually hint is actually very priceless. So listen carefully. Let's say the bid ask is I'm going to write some numbers down here before I forget. So I don't forget. Okay, here we go. Let's say the bid is 248 and the ask is 250. All right. Right at 9:30, the market's pushing to the upside. It's pushing up. You say, okay, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna buy it at the ask, right? That's what you're supposed to do. You put it in order for the ask price. Well, now the ask price is 252. You say, oh, I didn't get it. I have to go back, change my order. So you cancel and replace the order to 252. When you place the order again, now it's 255. You say, oh, happened again. I got to go back, cancel and replace my order to 255. Now it's 257. And it goes like this. And eventually you keep writing it up to say 265 and then you get filled. Except the difference is you got filled now when the stock is coming back down. You want to get filled when the stock is going up, not when it's going back down. So here's what to do. If there's a lot of pressure to the upside, right? The bid is 248, the ask is 250. Put in your buy order for a couple cents, 2 or 3 cents more than the ask price. All right? More than the ask price. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but what's going to happen as it's going up? You're going to get into the front of the line and grab it. So let's say you put in your buy order for 252 when the option was 250, but you saw the pressure going up. You got it for 252. You got it at the front of the line. You actually bought it, and now you are actually moving it to the upside, right? You're riding it up to the upside, and now when it hits 267, you're out with your 6% profit from 252 to 267, quite possibly in less than a minute. And I just gave you away a really good secret right then and there. There's a secret right there. If you get nothing else from this webinar, get that information, all right? Go back and review it. And that's how you make some pretty serious money on the stock market. People used to laugh at me, oh, that's amateur hour. Oh, well, really? Well, are we professionals or amateurs? That's where I make most of my money is amateur hour, folks. That's where the money is. That's where the money is. That's where the fish are. Go fishing where the fish are. Right? You get that? You got that, right? Did that make sense? Did that make sense, Aaron?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
And
So,
so what I recommend for some of the newer traders is if price is going against you, wait for that candle to print. Because if you don't understand what pressure is, it may if price is moving in your direction or not. That's basically what that means. So look at the charts at 9:30, 9:31. Try to be in at least within the first 4 minutes of trading, but definitely within the first 2 minutes of trading, if you can. So if price is moving fast to the upside, you definitely want to get in. If there's pressure fast to the downside, you definitely want to get in. If there's if price is going against you, if you're in a call trade and there's a put recommendation, and you have three candles. Sorry, if price is moving up and it's a put recommendation, and there's three candles, three fast green candles up, you may want to wait until there's a red candle to start to go in your direction. But that's often a question that we would come up with on the one-on-ones, and something that we kind of wanted to address a little bit tonight as well. Yeah, I don't think you mentioned about the Las Vegas. We will be in Las Vegas.
we certainly will. There it is right there. Yeah.
Yep, in about 3 weeks. And so there's a question about if you have to pay. I do believe you have to pay for the standard admission ticket. You don't have to pay for my booth, but I do believe you do have to pay for the standard admission ticket to see the speakers. So there's no cost. There's no cost to actually look at the sales booths, but there is a cost to view the speakers' presentations, from what I remember. So
Don't forget. Yeah, February the 21st, Wednesday, 125 to 155. Aaron's going to be on stage. Yeah, you want to catch that. That's going to be actually really pretty cool.
Yeah,
Looking forward
there's a
to
lot of different speakers from a lot of different companies, and I'm very happy to work with Eagle and work with Day Trade Spy. So if you get the standard pass, I think there's you have 3 more days to save $50. The standard pass is the usual pass that people get. It's $149. You can see all the speakers, including myself, um, as well. But the exhibit hall is free, but the standard pass is $149. So I believe I'll be talking one day in the exhibit hall, the other day in a private private room. So you don't want to miss out.
And I'll be there too. I'll be there too, answering questions and having a lot of fun with everybody there too. It's actually gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. All right. Any other questions? Oh my gosh, so many questions. So few answers. Aaron, let's get some questions real quick here. Okay. Can you tell us the wash? I don't know what that question is. Okay. Oh, Greg's saying, come on, brag a little. Give us a sense of how many contracts you traded. No, no, that one I'm keeping to myself. Sorry, guys. Mark, I love it. Flowers and Bees, another one of my great songs on the other side of that album, Inagata Vita. That's right. I like that one too. That's actually pretty cool. Man, man, you guys are unbelievable. That song is now gonna be going through my. Can we? What can we play legally, Aaron? 10 seconds? You said 10 seconds or 20 seconds or what is it?
Yeah, I think it's 10 seconds for fair use.
Okay. 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 That's the song we are talking about earlier. Oh man, you gotta love this YouTube. I think it's gonna catch on to you. Okay. Can you get a better understanding of when to get out of a losing trade? All right, we're going to be going over that in the trading room. These are trading room questions and inner circle Tuesday night questions. Okay, that's where we actually go over these very detailed trades. And one thing we don't, okay, so we have a different perspective on stop losses. Aaron comes from a futures background. I don't. I come from an options with SPY. I'll let Aaron talk about his view on stops, and I'll tell you about my view on stops, and then you guys hammer it out, whatever you want to do. What's your take on stops here, Aaron?
Stop losses.
Yeah.
Every for futures, you don't really have time decay or anything like that. So for every trade, you do want to have some sort of stop loss in the market. And I don't know if we should even mention the beta group or not, but we
Yeah,
are
yeah.
we are we are running a beta group in progress where we're kind of feeling out 0 day to expiration trading ideas, and we are we are working on that in the background. So if you're not part of the trading room, eventually you're gonna want to be a part of the trading room as well as the beta group. I think we haven't picked on a name about it yet, but to answer Hugh's question, yeah, every trade that you're in, you should have some sort of idea for a stop loss, whether that's in futures. Anyway, so if you're trading on a 5-minute chart, a 5 point stop loss, you'd want to make at least 15 to 20 points on a trade. Whereas in options, you kind of have the way that we trade. We don't in the trading room, the regular trading room, we don't trade 0 day to expiration options, which gives us a long time for price to go back in our favor if price goes against us for any reason. So if you're in a call trade that may have gone against you, or a put trade that may have gone against you, you have many times 7 to, I would say, 4 to 9 days. If we change over on the Wednesdays for the following week, you have anywhere between 4 to 9 days to manage that trade and repair it if price goes in your direction, and you think that you can average into a position instead of taking the whole loss. And I probably mentioned some of what you're going to say, Hugh, but if you want to fill in the gaps there on the options.
Yeah. So with the with options, I have a different view. I found that stop losses don't really work well for me with options on SPY because you'll often, because of the movement on this thing, it's easy to lose 10, 20, 30, 40% before the option comes back into its profit. When I take a look at an option and want to buy an option, what we give you are high probability trades. And these trades, as Aaron mentioned, there's usually enough time for these things to, mature. Sometimes you have to let them breathe. Markets do not go in straight lines. They don't go straight up. They don't go straight down. They vacillate. And oftentimes they'll go against you before they go back in your direction. Let me ask the question, have you ever traded and then the market's going down and you panic, you sell, right? You sell, and then you're still watching it like it's your own. And then 10, 20 minutes later, you see that it's turned around and would have delivered the profit. You just stayed with it. Talk about getting burned twice. Now, not only financially, but now emotionally, now you're reeling and you say, oh, that's it. I give up. I can't do this anymore. I'm done. Right. Then you get out of the game. That's the wrong approach. When we take a look at options, at least when I do it, Aaron could be different, but when I do it, I say, okay, I believe this option is going to go to this point in the next whatever while, at some point. Depends on this and that, whatever, okay? And I'm going to go in there with the confidence that I'm going to get that money and I will stay with it. I will tend to stay with it. If down the road the market drops, say 50, 60%, I will look at it. I'm not saying I'm going to cut it. Because sometimes people misinterpret what I say about that. I will look at it, reassess the situation. Why did it drop? Was it a major news item that took it down that's going to wash out in the next little while? That's exactly what happened last Wednesday. Exactly what happened. Fed Chair Powell said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna, not jump in right now, lower rates. We're gonna wait." Market tanked, went down 7, 8 points that day. That was a news item. The next day, all these people sitting in calls, "Oh my gosh, what are you gonna do?" So it's gonna come back up. Don't worry about it. The market has a poor memory for news, right, and a good memory for support and resistance. So I sensed that when it's going to hit that support, and we talked about it, it's going to bounce up, bounced up for a little bit. Market sentiment had to reverse. But once it started breaking up through resistance, right, it attracted more buyers, and the thing went right to, and that next day, Thursday, it hit all-time record highs. Anybody who stayed in those calls and did not panic, they made out very, very well. They made out very, very well. So that's we manage our positions, but with me, stops on options on SPY does not work well for me. I lost too much doing that. And I talked to too many people who lost doing that. So that's my take on options. Another question here, something about do we get your indicators when you join the trading room? Absolutely, you do. Um, you totally do. You totally do. The notices, you get an SMS and an email. Yes, do you have do you use the VWAP? No, we don't. There's a lot of indicators we don't use. We have used them or tried them. I've tried them. I think Aaron's tried a bunch in the past. We only use the indicators. We only show you the indicators that we use ourselves. And I noticed that there are literally hundreds of indicators out there. Many of them are just reiterations of other ones under a different name. And you don't need all that. In fact, I remember, and I don't want to keep you all night here. Honestly, we're not going to go to midnight, okay? But maybe we'll go another few minutes. You guys okay to go to 10 o'clock? Aaron, this is the longest I think we've ever done here. Oh my gosh. I'm determined not to get on that Peloton tonight, but that's another.
Oh no, I mean this is gold. I think that people realize that we're really here for everybody and that want to answer all their questions. But yeah, I think we are going to have to wrap it up unless there's any other questions that are not individual trade related. We'd be more than happy to help you. But yeah, are you able to get you gonna put on the Blondie, what is that, the Blondie song, Let's Get Physical, while at 10:30 at night?
No, 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 no. That ship has sailed long ago, Aaron. It's
And get on the Peloton. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
the
doing the
Peloton. Oh no, no. Maybe gonna play Inagata Vita here. With the drum roll. Aaron, if you've never heard this song, all right, punch it up. Iron Butterfly, Inagata Vita. It's actually a really, really cool song. And anyway, I can only play 10 seconds of it or I'm going to jail. Next question here. Next question. Okay, Howard, gift. Guys, my gift to myself when I successfully complete the 2 to 10K challenge is the ultimate training workshop. Nice to hear that. So I want to mention again, just a reminder, if you do not get the newsletter, every week we send out a newsletter. It's not a long, extended, it's not a sales pitch. Just get the newsletter, email customer service, say, I want the Day Trade Spy newsletter. Okay, Day Trade Spy newsletter. And then make sure you're on there. It's actually pretty good. It's actually, people said it's good. They said it's good. And what else are we going to say? Any other questions, Aaron? What are we going to do? A lot of questions.
Not so much that I can see.
Where do you find candles? Okay, candles. So your chart. Every trading platform, any decent trading platform is going to have charts. Go to the charts, configure it, get the 1 minute chart. We use TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim, or used to be called TD, now I think it's called Schwab Thinkorswim. All right, and you can it's very easy to configure. If you want to know how, email us. We'll send you the template. Also, you can use Tasty Trade. They actually have charts. Not quite as good, I don't think, as Tasty as Thinkorswim, but so any good trading platform. I'm not familiar with the other ones, E-Trade and some of these other ones, but I understand they're pretty popular platforms, so I have to assume they have charts. Go to the 1 minute chart. When I say green, that's the color that we use to show going up. Red is going down. I don't know if those are standard in the industry. I'm sensing that it probably is, but whatever the candle color to go up. All right. We use green to go up, red to go down. So when you see the pressure going up, and if it's calls, you want to buy then. If it's puts, you want to buy then. Another confusing thing all the time I hear is that people think when it's going down, they want to sell puts or something. Do not ever, folks, very, very important, do not ever sell first and then buy. Okay, you could be subjecting yourself to a very high risk situation. Let me give you another example. Man, Aaron, we're giving them solid gold here tonight. Solid gold. Let's say you have $50,000 in your trading account. Okay. Your lifelong savings, you converted it into your trading account. All right. So now let's say you were to buy something, say $10,000 worth of whatever, right? $10,000. And you look at your account balance, it's down to $45,000. You can say, oh man, they made a mistake. They missed $5,000. That's cool. Okay, I can buy $45,000 more. No, they didn't. Even though you had the money in your account, if you're on a margin, okay, if you're on a margin, your broker, depending on, of course, on the margin, if it's, 1-to-1, they will lend you 5,000 and take 5,000 from your account. There's your $10,000 that you're buying. Even though you have the money in your account, they're not going to take it all out of your account. They're going to take half out of your account and give you, or not give you, lend you the other half. So now you are indebted to your broker. Again, even though you have the money, but you're still indebted to your broker for that $5,000. And you're paying interest on that. That's how brokers really make their money. Commissions is almost secondary, I think. A broker told me that their commission is actually secondary. Where they really make their money is by lending you money to buy the stock. That is with a margin account. And for that reason, I always tell everybody, get a cash account. Get a cash, because that way you cannot make that mistake. That way you cannot oblige yourself to something you don't want to do. And it's very easy to do that. Believe it or not, it's actually not that difficult to make a mistake trading options. I remember somebody asked me earlier if Sonny Decker passed away, and I said, yeah, well, actually, several years ago, it was in the summer, he had called me. It was probably 10 o'clock in the morning or something, and I picked up the phone. I had 100 contracts on SPY calls. And I was on the phone and I saw something really goofy going on. I said, hang on, Sonny, I got to get out of this trade. I got to get out of this trade. And so I'm distracted by the phone, and I thought I was selling 100 contracts on SPY that I had. And I hit the button and I'm going back to the call, right? I'm back on the call. And then I'm watching, and I'm still watching my equity going down even more now, even faster. So, oh my gosh, something horrible happened. What happened? What, I'm supposed to be out of this. What's going on? I said, hang on a second. I got to get this straightened out. As it turned out, instead of selling the 100 contracts, I ended up buying another 100 contracts. I lost thousands of dollars that day because of that stupid mistake I made. So even though years of experience, I still made that stupid mistake that cost me thousands of dollars. And I did sell, and I took a loss. I took a bad loss on it, but I survived. But that's when I realized, okay, when I'm trading, I will never let anything distract me. I'm not going to answer email. I'm not going to answer my phone, no text, nothing. I even told my I even told my lovely wife Dale, I said, do not bother me while I'm trading, except if there's a fire, and only then if the flames are 3 or 4 feet high. So, so it's speaking of firesides, but anyway. Um, so that's also very important. Make sure that you are okay to trade and that you're not going to be distracted. All right.
I think there was a question about Gene says, you did not mention the 90-day challenge when going through your services. Where does it fit and what is the price? It's part of the trading room right now. We're doing something called the 2 to 10K challenge, where we try to take 2,000 to 10,000 in 90 days. It's all a part of the trading room. It's all for people that are in the trading room. We just had the first week. I finished the first week in the green with small trades, quick in and out trades. Some of them, if you stayed in longer, you would have made a lot more money. Some of them, you took the trade and then the market might have gone against you for a little while. But either way, if you're in the the trading room, you get all that information.
Sounds good. All right, we're going to wrap it up here, 9:57. And don't forget, of course, write this down. If you're in the Las Vegas area, Paris, Las Vegas, February 21st, 23rd, come down, see us in the booth. All right, the whole legal gang is going to be down there and watch Aaron speak. It's going to be Wednesday. He's going to be on stage Wednesday, the 21st. A couple weeks, you're going to be down there. The Art and Science of Catching a Spy, free event. Been a pleasure, folks. Aaron, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you, hopefully see you soon. See you tomorrow in the trading room. Good night, Aaron. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Yep. Have a good week, everybody.